Welcome to the Prospect Ridge Academy volunteer training video. We are excited that you have chosen to volunteer your time and talents with our students here at PRA. We have developed this online training process to make our volunteer program as accessible as possible. The volunteer training program has 3 steps: the online training video, which you are now watching, the volunteer agreement, and the Raptor application. Each step must be completed in order to be active in our system. At the end of each step, you'll find a link to the next step on the relevant confirmation page. If you have to stop in the middle of the training for any reason, we have put each link on the PRA website. This is so you do not have to start at the beginning. You can find the links at prospectridgeacademy.org under Menu, Support PRA, and then Volunteering at PRA. There is also a document with detailed step-by-step directions for your convenience. If you have any questions regarding the online training process, please reach out to volunteer@prospectridgeacademy.org. During this online training video, you will learn about why philanthropy is important to PRA, the Volunteer Code of Conduct, volunteer and field trip chaperone expectations, volunteer opportunities, and other simple ways to help. Why is philanthropy important? At PRA, we believe that anyone can use their 3 T's, time, talent, or treasure, to make a difference and to live out our vision of creating academic, social, and ethical leaders. Your commitment strengthens our school's interconnectedness and reminds us of the importance of supporting our community inside and outside the classroom. Thank you for making PRA great. Throughout the next few slides, we will be reviewing the Volunteer Code of Conduct Agreement. The content of the Code of Conduct is the main focus of this volunteer training. We will go over safety procedures, as well as expectations of our volunteers at PRA. Please pay close attention as completion of PRA's online volunteer training process will be taken as your agreement to abide by the Volunteer Code of Conduct. School safety is of the utmost importance to us here at PRA. It is everyone's job to keep our students, staff, and visitors safe. There are 3 main ways that volunteers can help contribute towards keeping PRA safe while they are on campus. They are keeping doors closed, ensuring all volunteers have badges in the building, and our understanding of PRA's emergency procedures. Campus doors. One of the easiest ways that volunteers can help ensure school safety when they are on campus is to ensure that all exterior doors are closed and locked. Exterior doors must remain closed and locked at all times. No propping. Do not open doors for people or let others into the building if they have not been cleared to come in. If you are unsure if someone is allowed to enter the building, always ask a PRA staff member for assistance. Visitors. The second area where volunteers can help ensure school safety is by being aware of others in the building. All visitors must check in through the K-8 or high school front office and present their ID every time they enter the building. All cleared volunteers will be wearing a badge. If you see someone without a badge in the building, please notify a staff member in the K-8 or high school front offices immediately. Emergencies. Another way that volunteers can contribute to school safety is by understanding our emergency procedures. The most common emergency scenarios that volunteers may experience while on campus are ERTs and drills or actual emergency situations. It is important to know the procedures for both. ERT stands for Emergency Response Team. An ERT is called if a student, staff member, or visitor is sick or injured and cannot safely get to the health office. An ERT must be called on the walkie to alert the response team that help is needed. If you witness this type of situation while at the school and there is not a staff member present, please call the K-8 or high school front office immediately for help. The ERT team will respond immediately to the situation. Drills and/or emergencies. The school conducts regular drills throughout the year. As a result, it is possible that while volunteering, you may end up participating in a drill. It is crucial that all volunteers understand PRA's emergency procedures, so in the event of a drill or a real emergency, you will know how to respond. There are 5 emergency situations volunteers will need to be familiar with: hold, secure, lockdown, evacuation, shelter. As a reminder, if you see something that does not look right or feel safe, say something to a staff member immediately. Hold. During a hold status, all hallways must be cleared and students must remain in the classrooms until the all clear is announced by administration. Do not let anyone leave the classroom without approval from administration. While in the classroom, you will need to close and lock the door and account for all students and adults. If a student or adult is missing, please contact the K-8 or high school front office. Class will proceed as normal. Secure. During a secure status, everyone outdoors will be brought into the building. Due to the increased situational awareness, students will not be allowed to pass and/or access classrooms or playgrounds outside of the main building. Do not let students go outside the building for any reason. All students and adults will need to be accounted for. If a student or adult is missing, please contact the K-8 or high school front office. Class will proceed as normal. Once the secure status has been lifted, the students will be able to go outside. Lockdown. During a lockdown status, students in the hallways must go to the nearest classroom, turn off the lights, move away from sight, and maintain silence. Never open the door or verbally respond to anyone at the door, even if they identify themselves as administration or police. PRA administration and Broomfield Police have access to the classrooms and do not need your assistance to open the doors. Evacuation. During an evacuation status, all students, staff, and visitors must leave the building and head to the evacuation location. All items must be left behind except for cell phones if, but only if, you already have them in your possession. Account for all students and staff. It is possible that you may have additional students or staff. Please communicate any missing, injured, or additional students or staff with administration. Shelter. A shelter status may be enacted if there is a tornado, hazmat, or earthquake. During a shelter status, students will need to be escorted to their shelter location. Please note that there can be different shelter locations for each room. Please familiarize yourself with your room's designated location. Once in your location, please account for all students and staff. If any students or staff are missing, please alert another PRA staff member. All students, staff, and volunteers must drop, cover, and hold until released by administration. Aside from school safety, the second most important component of the Volunteer Code of Conduct is confidentiality. It is very important that the volunteers at PRA maintain the confidentiality of the students, families, and staff of our school community. In other words, please don't share any information, positive or negative, about a student's academic performance, their grades, attendance, discipline, or health information that you may learn while volunteering. Please respect the privacy of school staff. This includes personal information, information regarding their home life, or information regarding their families. If an issue or concern arises, please maintain confidentiality with any staff member, administrator, or board member with whom you speak. What is FERPA? The Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act is a federal privacy law that gives parents certain protections with regard to their children's education. Records such as report cards, transcripts, disciplinary records, contact and family information, health records, class schedules, and student absences. In other words, any information that identifies a name, mother's maiden name, parent's name, social security numbers, address, or date of birth. All schools abide by FERPA. What are the consequences of violating FERPA? PRA could lose their federal funding, be subjected to a lawsuit by parents, and staff could lose their employment or be subjected to reprimand. All schools must abide by FERPA. Recognizing and reporting abuse or neglect. If a child says or does something that suggests child abuse or neglect, tell a teacher or other staff member immediately. If you want to make a report, you can make a confidential call to 1-844-CO-4-KIDS, the Child Abuse and Neglect Hotline in Colorado. You can choose whether or not to remain anonymous. You can also go to co4kids.org. Number 3 on the Code of Conduct Agreement outlines the volunteer procedures for checking in and checking out at PRA. Please bring your current photo ID, a driver's license, or a passport to school every time. Check in at the front desk and allow the K-8 or high school front office staff to scan your ID into the system. Having a badge printed out from a previous visit does not constitute having an ID. You'll receive a volunteer badge to wear at all times while on campus. Be sure to communicate with appropriate personnel regarding the completion of your volunteer task, especially if you are working with students. When finished, please check out with the front office staff and turn in your badge before leaving the building. The fourth component of the Code of Conduct is dress code. Volunteers are expected to present themselves professionally, setting a positive example for students. PRA's specific guidelines include neat and clean attire. Clothes should be in good repair and free of stains or holes. School appropriate. Clothing should be modest in fit and neckline. No tube tops or spaghetti straps. Please avoid excessively revealing or tight-fitting garments. Appropriate footwear. Comfortable and safe shoes are generally required, with flip-flops often prohibited. No offensive or distracting clothing. Avoid clothing with tobacco, alcohol, or other inappropriate imagery or language. Modifications for specific activities. When volunteering for activities like art projects, more practical, comfortable clothing that may get dirty is acceptable. School spirit wear. Volunteers may be encouraged to wear school colors or spirit wear on designated days. Respect for cultural and religious attire. Volunteers should be mindful of diverse cultural and religious expressions among students, staff, and fellow volunteers. Number 5 on the Code of Conduct Agreement discusses the expectations PRA has for its volunteers. Please understand and follow PRA rules and expectations for students. To find these rules and expectations, please refer to the most recent version of the Parent-Student Handbook located on the PRA website. Depending on the event, volunteers may need to be aware of classroom and event-specific expectations. If you are unsure as to what the expectations might be, please ask. We are happy to help. It is important to note that any violations of the volunteer agreement may result in your volunteer status being revoked by administration. We understand that things come up, however, we do ask that you honor your commitment to volunteer, especially if you have signed up to work with students. If you have a true emergency and are unable to fulfill your commitment, please email the teacher, staff member, or lead volunteer who is expecting you. Please include volunteer@prospectridgeacademy.org on all emails as well. As a reminder, a teacher or staff member is the authority figure. Please do not question a teacher or staff member in front of a student. While you are responsible for student behavior, it is the responsibility of a teacher or staff member to discipline a student. Please help monitor behavior even off campus or after hours. Please find childcare for children who do not attend PRA while volunteering. Your time on campus is for the students, and PRA is a learning environment. As much as we love our families, we need our younger siblings to stay at home so that distractions are kept to a minimum. Please share your time and talents with all students. It is natural to want to spend time with your own child, but when you are volunteering at PRA, please remember that you are here to help all students learn and succeed. You'll find that as you volunteer at PRA, you'll become closer with the staff. While it is natural to want to chat, please refrain from doing so. The teachers are here to teach and to supervise over their own classrooms. If you have a question for a teacher, please email them to set up an appointment. Additionally, please do not linger or go to other unassigned places in the building once you have completed your volunteer assignment or a meeting you have attended has ended. This poses a safety risk to the school if your whereabouts are unknown. Finally, cell phones must be turned off and out of sight while you are volunteering unless needed as part of your volunteer assignment. Field trip chaperone expectations. One of the most enjoyable school activities we can share with our child is a field trip. PRA appreciates those who volunteer to chaperone. Along with the general volunteer expectations, field trip chaperone volunteers must adhere to the following additional requirements. Please arrive at the time designated by the teacher or event lead. Parking can be challenging, so allow for a few extra minutes before your assignment to find legal parking and complete the check-in procedures. If you arrive too early, given the limited space in both the K and high school front offices, you may be asked to wait outside or in your car until the designated check-in time. Understand the purpose of the field trip and the expectations while at the venue. Chaperones are required to stay with and know the whereabouts of their assigned group at all times. Assigned students will not be left unattended and will not be released to anyone other than a PRA staff member during the event. Please be an active chaperone. We are representing PRA while we are out in the community. It is important that we are our best selves, and this includes the bus ride to the venue. When you are finished with the field trip, please check out in the front office before leaving the building. If you are planning on signing out your student for the rest of the day, please wait for all the other chaperones to sign out, and then the front office staff will call you down to the classroom to dismiss your student. Field trip chaperones must be 21 years old or older. Volunteer training must be current and active. Children who are not a part of the school event are not allowed to accompany chaperones on field trips, so please find appropriate child care. Parents and guardians who are not selected as chaperones may not attend the field trip nor meet the group at the field trip venue. Chaperones and their students must ride the bus to the field trip venue. Exceptions might be made on a case-by-case basis in advance of the field trip with approval of PRA administration. There are also times when we might only have enough room on the bus for students. Chaperones will be made aware when this occurs, and they will be expected to transport themselves to and from the venue. Chaperone volunteers may not administer any medications, prescription, or over-the-counter medicine to students. Nor can they provide or buy anything for students, including but not limited to food, drinks, gum, souvenirs, or extra activities. We all want to be that fun parent, especially on a school outing, but these rules are in place for our students' safety. Medications are never to be given to any student by volunteers, and due to food allergies, food should never be given to a student by volunteers. Also, in order to maintain fairness, please do not purchase anything extra for your chaperone group. Communicating volunteer opportunities. PRA has numerous volunteer opportunities available throughout the year. Whether you volunteer on campus or would prefer to volunteer from home, PRA has something to fit your needs. To keep volunteers up to date on volunteer opportunities, PRA will reach out through minor mail, the PRA website, direct emails from teachers, or through the FAST team. You may ask yourself, what does FAST stand for? The Family Activities and Service Team. At PRA, we believe in the power of community. FAST is a volunteer group committed to bringing families together through meaningful activities and service projects that enhance the school experience for all. What the FAST team does: build strong community, strengthen connections among family, students, and staff, cultivate traditions, support and create PRA traditions that foster school spirit, lead with service, organize service opportunities that teach leadership and give back to the greater community. Why should you join FAST? Make a difference. Your time and talents help enhance the school experience for students, staff, and families. Build connections. Get to know other PRA families and make lasting friendships. And have fun. Whether it is organizing events, helping at school activities, or showing appreciation to our teachers, being a part of the FAST team is rewarding and fun. Your involvement matters. FAST wouldn't exist without our amazing volunteers who help us create memorable experiences for our PRA families. Whether you have a little time or a lot, your contributions make a huge difference, and we welcome all levels of commitment. Are you ready to make a difference? Email volunteer@prospectridgeacademy.org to get started today. Types of volunteer opportunities. PRA has numerous ways you can volunteer in and outside of the classroom. Please contact PRA's volunteer coordinator or the FAST team for ideas on how you can get involved. All classroom volunteer needs, including field trips, will be coordinated by the teachers. Committee and subcommittee overview. What are committees and subcommittees? They're made up of PRA staff, administrators, parents, and are chaired by a PRA board member. Volunteering your unique talents, knowledge, and expertise in this capacity could be a huge benefit to PRA. Participation on a committee or subcommittee is an excellent way to share ideas, meet other parents or guardians, and to work with PRA board members, admin, and staff. Please contact committee and subcommittee leaders, which can be found on the Board of Directors page on the PRA website, to express interest in participating and to read descriptions of the different committees and subcommittees. You can also check the appropriate box or boxes in the Raptor application to be put on a contact list for committees and subcommittees for which you might be interested. Thank you for watching the PRA Online Volunteer Training video. The first step in your volunteer training process is now complete. The next steps in the volunteer training process are to complete the volunteer agreement and background check. These can be found on the PRA website. As a reminder, the volunteer training is not finished until all 3 steps have been completed. If you have any questions regarding the PRA online training process, please reach out to the PRA Volunteer Coordinator at volunteer@prospectridgeacademy.org. We look forward to working with you here at PRA. Go Miners!